Yo, 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 what up, homies? It's your big homie King Quad back at you again with some more Tower of God New World. And in today's video, we will be doing a character review of the new character. Well, technically not new because she has been out for a couple of days, but the newest character to add to our roster to help us ascend the tower. The self-proclaimed fastest E rank regular and the keeper of all the honey, the boom. Vespa the honeybee. So, without wasting any more time, let's enter the tower, let's buzz around, and let's break him down. All right, so first things first, you're always going to want to do what Netmarble has been so good at doing for us, at least with Iwa and Vespa, getting the character for the free 3000 suspendium. So head over to your shop, navigate over to growth, and then pick her up. Now I've already gone and picked her up, so that is great. Now, as we've seen so far, and I really do hope that they keep this a trend, is that whenever you do get this new character, they will always come with these growth missions. So you spend 3000 suspendium, but you will see here we also get 10 normal summon tickets if we complete or get 80 mission points here, which isn't so hard. The only ones you will not have to do is obtaining, where are they? There we go. Limit break tier 1 and tier 2, which means summoning for more Vespa. You'll at least be able to get to the 80 tickets so that you always get a return back on your investment. So really think of it as a free unit as long as you make sure you get to those 80 summon tickets. Now, Vespa herself is another yellow unit that has been added into the game. So really, yellow's been on a big win with Iwa and now Vespa coming into the list. So how does Vespa shape up as a unit that exists in the yellow team? Well, let's first start off with her abilities. Now, screw deadly poison, deadly sting. Let's go over to honey pot. This is the ability that I want everybody to really keep an eye on because it is so useful. As you can see top left, Vespa technically is a warrior, but just like Zahard and just like Daramashini, Vespa also has the ability, or really comes out as a tank, a stall tank if you will, has a little bit of an immortality usage case with her honeypot passive ability. So Vespa's defense increases by 50% for each yellow element teammate other than herself at the start of the battle. That's okay. So you're definitely going to want to put her on a team with a bunch of yellows. So, you know, Evan, Iwa, Bomb, Hats, if you will. And then Vespa will act as your stall tank. But the reason she will act as your stall tank is because, as you see here, if Vespa's HP drops to 20% or less, she activates her honey pot to deal 40% of her HP and provide constant damage debuff immunity to nearby allies for 20 seconds. Afterwards, the honey pot will not activate again. So she is getting an immunity while she drops the pot. The pot drops, breaks, she gets back HP. She also removes the constant damage debuff, so any type of poisons or burn effects that will be surrounding her and her element team, so usually the front forward approaching units. And then she just kind of stalls out for you. So honestly, you will see that she will fit the role of what a Dada Mashini or a Dada Zahard will do, but she won't do it to the same lengths or the same capabilities as either of those two, which we will see in a later point of the video. Let's look over here. Bee Swarm. Vespa's little bees cling onto the enemy to deal 80% of her attack as damage for every second for 10 seconds. If the target is paralyzed, this attack will always result in a critical hit. So paralysis is going to be a key play here. Let's move on to the next one. We got Weak Point Strike. Vespa targets the enemy's weak points to deal 200% of her attack as damage. Afterwards, little bees appear and attack the target twice to deal 200% of her attack as damage both times. The target hit by this attack will have their blood flow interrupted by 20 seconds, becoming paralyzed for 2 seconds each time Vespa and her bees land 20 attacks against them. So there's where I'm saying that paralysis comes in. You're going to need to do 20 hits and those bees are consistently attacking. So you're looking at, you're getting 3 attacks per second. If the bees attack quicker, then obviously you're going to get it a lot more sooner. And we'll take a look because I believe we can make that 20 landing 20 attacks drop down with her exclusive equipment. And then we have here Deadly Sting. So Vespa locks the enemy for 2 seconds, then uses Deadly Sting to poison the enemy and deal 500% of her attack as damage. The poison target takes 20% of their attack as damage every second for 20 seconds and receives additional debuff based on the poison duration. Right after being poisoned, the target's swiftness decreases by 20 for 10 seconds, then by 40 to the next 10 seconds, and then finally they are paralyzed for 4 seconds. The poison effect and additional debuff cannot be removed, and Vespa becomes immune to status effects while using this skill. So right then and there, what you're going to be having is Vespa's going to build up to her ulti, hit him with the Deadly Sting, initiate sequence to start 1, reducing enemy swiftness, 2, ensuring that they get paralyzed with the addition of the bee swarms doing consistent attack. Once an individual is paralyzed, you're going to be hitting for crit on 80% of Vespa's attack, as well as we have the weak point strike. So now they're already debuffed here through the weak point strike. The main key point here is this honey pot, which is going to be 1, increasing her defense by 50% for each yellow element user on your team, as well as the stall tank ability. Now, I currently in my team do not have a stall tank. I don't have Data Zahard. I don't have Data Mashni. I am rocking with Evan and I am rocking with Evankel. So I'm rocking double E's over here on this side. But the two of them have been able to carry me as I've been growing and progressing through the tower. With my Ihwa, I've been kind of changing who my main DPS is between Evankel and Ihwa. But now, with the addition of Vespa, I actually think my team is going to get stronger. On my 5th pick, I have been using either Shaja as the secondary healer / barrier defense, just a team full of supports to enhance my 2 DPS units. But I sometimes find that if I were to have a dedicated tank, that would help me go a longer ways, because now it makes and ensures that gives me a little bit of time that I need required for each of my units to get to their second abilities or even their ultimates. Now let's take a quick look at the exclusive weapons. So I'll back out Codex. Where are you, Vespa? There you are. And exclusive equipment. There we go. So the Venomous Lancet. Level 1 adds additional HP recovery to the honey pot based on 5% of the max HP when it is used to remove the constant damage debuff. That's okay. Level 2, attack coefficient of the bee swarm increases by 50%. Level 3, the number of hits required to trigger weak point strikes paralysis is reduced to 15, and Deadly Sting's swiftness decrease effect is changed to Swiftness Steal. So Swiftness Steal being, instead of the individual just losing the swiftness, Vespa's gonna take that swiftness, so I believe it was 20 and 40, and apply it to herself, making her even quicker. I guess that is great because it goes along with the play of her being considered the fastest E rank regular in the manhwa. So pretty good overall. I think that if you were to try to get her E exclusive equipment up, you would definitely want to try to get to level 3, but you can't slouch on level 4 either, because just that swiftness steal is going to be massive. You get that in front of maybe a Huarian or even a Hats right there. You're setting your team up for massive success in the long run. Now, one of the things that I like to look at, especially when you get a new character, is where they fit into the overall dynamic of, 1, the type of unit they are classified as well as the color. Now, as you can see here on my screen, I've kind of just highlighted it to only show me all of the yellow colored units or yellow element units. And we already know right off the bat that our shining star is Ihwa, right? So Ihwa being a mage, Vespa being a warrior, we could slide that to the side. That's great. Now, if we look at the warriors that exist within yellow, it's only going to be Hats and it's going to be Vespa. And Vespa is not going to be on Hats' level in terms of the damage that she outputs. So now we say, okay, since you're not going to be able to put out the same type of damage as Hats, but that's how you were classified, how else can you fit our dynamic? And this is where I say Honeypot comes into the build perfectly. Because if you look at someone like Rock, Rock doesn't necessarily have an ability that allows him to stay alive forever or cheat death with an immortality. Evan, of course, gives an entire team immortality, which is great. Bomb is going to be able to, one, stun a singular individual with reverse flow Shinsu, or if the first unit on the team dies, use the passive to do a massive AoE stun on whoever's close by him. So this is where I think that Vespa fits into this perfect niche. If Vespa's on your team, so think of a yellow team that runs Iqua, Bomb, Vespa, Hats, and Evan, right? If you're using this for arena, or if you're maybe even using this for your trial runs. What's gonna happen? Hats and Vespa are gonna go up first. You're gonna leave your 3 in the back line. Bomb's gonna be giving the passive buff to Evan and Iqua so that they can get their ultimates faster. If you have Vespa in like a middle position and she gets ganged on, one, she's going to cheat the death simply with their honeypot ability for a little bit of time, and then after that, she's going to considerably do whatever amount of debuffs that she needs. If your Vespa becomes the first unit to die, what's going to happen? Bomb's going to passive out, he's going to stun a bunch of people, definitely allowing Hats to continue doing what he needs to do and scaling up. But then you have your Iqua just going to start going to town, unleashing her exploding flames across the entirety of the map. And if you think about it differently, let's say you're not running both of Iqua as well as Hats on the same team. Well, then you might even consider Zhao Wagner, right? He's going to be standing in the back lane, throwing and doing insane amounts of damage. Again, a Jaw that's standing next to Bomb is also going to be getting to his ultimate a lot quicker. Plus, Jaw has also his cheat death here on his path, his passive as well. So I really think that Vespa coming into your team, if you kind of consider the fact that you're not going to be using her to be outputting the highest amount of damage, but you will be using her to let your carries get to a good place, is going to be huge. And I've already started to gain benefits from this in my own story mode. So let's kind of switch over there and take a look at that. Okay, so I've set up my team. As you see, we got Evan Kell on the far left, Evan on the far right, Vespa in the middle, then we have Iqua and Bomb in the back end. So what's going to happen here? Simple. The same thing I mentioned before. Vespa and Evan Kell are going to run up. Now, Evan Kell being the in my DPS spot, Evan's going to make Evan Kell invisible. That means everybody's going to turn on to Vespa. Vespa's going to honeypot. She's going to use it to cheat just a little bit of time. By that point in time, if she does die, Bomb is going to be able to use his reverse flow Shinsu passive, stun anybody that's close beside him, and by that point, my Evan Kell's already going to have her flame tornado up and potentially her ultimate, so that I can start group bombing everybody. Meanwhile, no one will be able to get to my Iqua, meaning Iqua's ultimate's going to come up and we're just going to wipe the field over. And this is why, to me, Vespa is a great use case champ, especially for the fact that she will be doing things that Dada Zahard and Dada Mashni will be doing, but at a more frequent rate, just because she's more easily accessible. So let's head into this battle and take a look at that. So again, Vespa goes up, hits Yuri, does her thing. I'm gonna drop this early. But now Vespa won't die. Ewa's gonna do her thing. And there goes the map. Easy peasy. Bomb does that one more time. I'll just use the Vespa ult for the fun of it. And that's GG. So as you can see there, just because I had my Vespa's ability to go forward, take that constant with the honeypot dip, the honeypot buff, sorry, as I will, be able to tank damage with the honeypot, and then it allowed my Evan time to get to his ultimate, which therein gave her immortality. So everybody was just still there focusing Vespa, and nobody was even getting close to my Iqua, even when Yuri jumped above them and used her ultimate as well. So let's run over to the next example here. So 11-8, a higher level. We are at a 2.5x deficit. So Nothing to sweat here. What's gonna happen is Endorse's gonna jump bomb. Man, who cares? Let's just go. See if we can get that to happen again, where Vespa just holds the front line for a little bit of time. That's all we need. Front line holding. So, yep, Endorse's on bomb. He's gonna shoot. Good job, Evan. Oh, he missed, but dropped the ultimate. So now nobody's gonna die. Evan Kell's gonna group them all together, hit the ulti. They're gonna focus Evan. I love Evan Kell's ultimate just because of the fact that when she's in her ultimate, nobody can actually hit her. So they're focusing her, but doing no damage to her. And she's just over here burning them by the time she lands. GG. And I think that for me, or for any of you guys who are playing through the game that do not have a Dada Zahard or a Dada Mashni, she is going to be such a useful team member to you. Again, I cannot stress the importance of having a unit just stall your enemy team from proceeding to your backline character, especially if your only backline character is your DPS. Again, I've been playing with the fact of switching between Evan Kell and Ihua as my main carry, but the problem with me making Evan Kell my main carry is because she has most of the damage. This is pre-Vespa, by the way. Because she has the highest attack, as she's running, she's going to go invisible because of Evan's conceal. Then everyone would just run down the middle line and probably attack my Jaja or my bomb. So that just was not useful for me and my team. And Evan Kell's going to get her ult now. Go up. Oh, no. There we are. I'll just use this for now. That stun was crazy. Boom, get the heal. And drop it one more time. Evan Kell's my favorite. Don't care what anybody says. And if we go here and check that damage real quick, boom. 973,000 by my Evan Kell. Again, top slot. 272 by Ihua, no slouch. But 32k tanking damage. Sorry, 126,000 tanking damage from Vespa. Meanwhile, my Evan Kell sitting at that 135 level is getting 185,000. So right then and there, Vespa is not doing no work. She's doing a lot of work just simply being or existing on my team. Plus, don't forget the 50% extra damage buff applied to her simply because 50% defense buff applied to her simply because we got Evan, Bomb, as well as Ihua on the team. So a very, very, very useful champ. And again, I could see her getting a lot of play when you're trying to run through your trials, as well as just even in PvP, right? If you're having to do the switch over here, the ranker arena. So here in that ranker arena where we got to go ahead and set up a couple of teams, 3 teams. I haven't updated any of my teams yet to include Vespa in it, but I absolutely definitely will, because it's just going to make it that much more easier for me to possibly have a stronger team against my opponents. So my final thoughts on Vespa, to be truthfully honest, I am going to tell each and every single one of you to at least get the 3,000, so the free copy of Vespa. And I wouldn't necessarily say let's focus on summoning her right now. I do know that she has the event and you can get that final copy. And if you have the capability and the resources to go ahead and do so, do so. But as of the time I am recording this video, it is September 17th, which means we are 3 days away from the Kun family event. And we know we are about to get 2 new characters during this event. And since we're not 100% sure on everything that those characters can do, I would potentially hold off on getting Vespa. If I look at Vespa's growth, I technically have 8 more days. So that means in 3 days, I have the opportunity to see what the new characters are going to be like. And if they are not as great, I'll go ahead and summon for Vespa to ensure that I can at least get that free copy, getting her to 3-star green. But if the other units are better, maybe more carries or more damage type units, then I would definitely go for them first and then add Vespa. Vespa's still going to be part of my team in order to climb up, so I'm definitely going to at least aim to get to the 80 pulls, get her proficiency to level 10 so I can at least get her exclusive weapon and continue along the turret. I just don't think that it's going to be a character I'm going to focus on right now, because I do know what's in store at later levels, and I definitely need a second carry, since I'm gonna have to split up my Evankel and my Ihwa. So that has been my character review on Vespa. And just one little tidbit before I actually go, this is kind of like a grind my gears moment, but Vespa is actually a genus of insects associated to wasps and hornets. So here we have a character named Vespa, who is the personification of a bee, a honeybee. Meanwhile, the name is associated to wasps. So it's one of those grind my gear moments where it doesn't fit the bill, but at the same time, I understand it was cool to kind of give it a name from the same type of insectoid world. So SIU, you know, me and you got bones to pick, but hey, this isn't the only thing I gotta get you up on. Anyways, guys, that has been my character review on Vespa. Have you guys summoned her? Do you guys like her? Is she actually helping you go and carry yourself up across the towers? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll be sure to give you everything I got going on with her, or any little neat tricks I might find with her as I move on. If you guys liked the video, do what you guys gotta do. If you didn't like the video, do what you guys gotta do. It's your big homie King Quab. I'm out. Peace.